Have you ever seen a phone lying alone on a bench, on a restaurant table, or even inside a public restroom, buzzing with a new message, maybe even unlocked, and you thought for just one moment, what if I take it? No one's around, no cameras in sight, it's just sitting there. The owner? Probably in the bathroom or a few feet away. You look at it, hesitate, and then that little voice whispers in your head, it's just a phone. Not a big deal. I need the money anyway. I'll reset it, sell it, and move on. But here's the reality. That tiny decision can destroy your future. What starts as a small theft can turn into a permanent criminal record, hefty fines, and even years in prison, all for one device that doesn't even belong to you. In the United States, the law doesn't treat phone theft as a harmless act. It treats it as a criminal offense, and the punishment can vary depending on where you are, the phone's value, and how it was taken. Let's take the case of 18-year-old Marcus, a senior in high school from Florida. Good grades, college applications sent out, he had a part-time job, and a clean record. One day, at a shopping mall, Marcus walked into the restroom and saw an iPhone 14 Pro left behind on the sink. He looked around, picked it up, and walked out. No force, no confrontation, just a quick grab. He figured he'd reset it and sell it online. But here's where things spiraled out of control. That iPhone was marked lost within minutes using Apple's Find My iPhone. The owner filed a police report and shared the phone's GPS data. Within 48 hours, law enforcement tracked the device to Marcus's home. He was arrested, charged, and sent to court under Florida's grand theft laws because the phone was worth over $1,000. In Florida, grand theft of property valued between $750 and $20,000 is a third-degree felony, punishable by up to 5 years in prison, 5 years of probation, and $5,000 fine. Marcus didn't know that. He thought it was a harmless mistake. But in court, the judge didn't see a mistake. He saw a theft. And that's just one scenario. In states like California, if the phone's value exceeds $950, it's also considered grand theft, which can lead to up to 3 years in prison. In New York, the value threshold for grand larceny is even lower. If you take the phone directly from someone's hand or use force or threats, even just a push or grab, it's no longer theft. It's robbery, a violent felony. Robbery carries far heavier consequences, with prison terms from 5 to 15 years, depending on prior history or weapons used. That's right, a simple snatch and run can put you in the same legal category as someone who robbed a bank. But it doesn't stop there. If you open the phone and go through someone's messages, photos, or banking apps, now you're crossing into federal territory. You could be charged with unauthorized access to computer data, identity theft, wire fraud, violations of the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, CFAA. These are serious charges, often handled by federal courts. They don't just send you to jail, they can land you in federal prison. And if you're not a U.S. citizen, any theft-related conviction, misdemeanor or felony, can get you deported, denied green cards, or blocked from applying for citizenship. Now let's go back to Marcus. After his arrest, he lost his part-time job. The college that had offered him a scholarship withdrew it after learning about his criminal charge. He didn't go to prison thanks to a plea deal, but he was placed on 3 years probation, had to pay restitution, attend theft counseling classes, and most importantly, he now has a record. Every job interview, every rental application, every background check, that moment in the bathroom follows him everywhere. You may be thinking, but I didn't steal anything, I just found it. Well, here's something most people don't know. Under the law, if you find someone's property and don't make a reasonable effort to return it, it still counts as theft of lost or mislaid property. You may think it's yours now, but the law doesn't. If you keep the phone, sell it, or even use it, that's theft, and prosecutors can still bring criminal charges. And even if you're under 18, you're not always protected. Juvenile courts in the U.S. often issue detentions, criminal records, and even transfer minors to adult court if the crime involves violence or repeat offenses. Imagine being 16 and facing a felony charge for stealing a phone. That record could follow you for decades. And if you post about it, if you film yourself showing off a stolen phone on TikTok or Instagram, that's digital evidence. You just built the case against yourself. Law enforcement now uses social media more than ever to track, arrest, and convict people. What seems like a joke or trend can be used in court to prove intent, guilt, and lack of remorse. So the next time you see a phone left behind, ask yourself, is it worth it? Is the moment of greed worth destroying your career, your education, your freedom, and your future? That phone may cost $1,000 in stores, but if you steal it, it could cost you everything. The law in the U.S. is strict. Judges don't show mercy just because it's your first time. Even one theft charge can change your life. So do the right thing. Hand it in. Leave it where it is. Walk away with your integrity. Because at the end of the day, it's not about the phone. It's about the kind of person you choose to be. And remember, in America, freedom is priceless, but one wrong move can take it all away.